Hey, Brenda and Paul. Thanks for voting M15. Voting for normal. Going to bed for a normal hour. What's a normal hour? Hey, as you know, welcome. I'm still getting situated here, but I'll also waiting for dark here. Telescope hasn't started moving yet because it's not time yet. Let's see. And our first object is going to be um, the E Nebula, Barnard. I already forgot the name. Barnard 143. So that one should be interesting. There we go. It's swinging to autofocus. So we're getting rolling. Normally I'll show you my rig at KKRO Kagakama imaging, but it got cloudy there, so the observatory shut down. What was that? It's the first time I'm streaming with stuff connected to my streaming, so don't remember. Oh hey Jan, I'm trying a thing where I'm showing the chat on the screen as well. So let's see how that goes. They do disappear. Hey Science Blaze. Yeah, thanks to everyone who donated so far. Thanks to Beverly who just pitched in. Oh, am I too quiet? Hold on. Let me move my mic up a little bit. How's that? Are ad breaks talking over me? How dare they? All right, 1 second. Let me test something. How's this? I increased the gain on my microphone. Cool. Yeah, I'll see if anyone else complains about the audio. I can turn the gain up even more if I need to, but for now I'll leave it alone. What if I get really close to my microphone? Hey Otto. Oh man, what is that ding? How do I turn that off? I am as close to the mic as possible. Now it's at a normal distance. You know what I forgot to do here? I forgot to connect guiding. LOL. Guide. All right, let's try that. There you go. It should be setting this. I shouldn't trigger another guide here, but yeah, we'll find out. It's been so long since I've done like a regular smart exposure. I usually just let Target Scheduler handle everything nowadays. You love the Death Valley conditions. Unfortunately, clouds in Australia have other plans. I looked at Australia for our South African, for Southern Hemisphere Observatory before um, going to KKRO, Kagakama. What part of Australia are you in? You may have said it in a previous stream. Sorry if I forgot. Don't know how to turn that ding off. Melbourne. Cool. Melbourne. that. The cooling didn't go. Something for me to troubleshoot. Very low Bortle skies, not that far population. Yeah, I'm jealous about that. And 98% wildlife can and are more than willing to kill you. Yeah, that's true. Wolf. This is the first image. That's gonna get rejected. That's probably because it started imaging before it settled. Okay. Stuff to add. Stuff to add. I might have to turn off the chat on the window. It's not great. Okay, let's see. Polly, did my vote win? No, I think you have to tell us what a normal hour is. Hey, Cody, thanks for joining. I think you understand why I think Linux sucks so much. For you, the bread and butter on Linux alone sucks. There isn't much that you can do with Linux right now out of the box. Yeah. Just gotta tip your bartender and go home. It's a good idea, Paul. Thank you, Beverly. Appreciate it. Your name has appeared on the screen. Thanks, Niraj. Appreciate it. Oh, thanks, Paul. I'm gonna try and encourage people instead of giving super chats. Go to the link or the QR code to the Tiltify. But I appreciate it, Paul. Thank you. Even with the help of AI, it would literally take hours. Yeah, it would take hours to do all the work and probably like weeks of testing in order to make sure things actually work. Testing and QA always takes the longest time, in my opinion, from doing. Paul, no worries, Paul. I'm going to forward your super chat to the charity. I will say that YouTube does take a huge cut from all these things, like 40%, I think, which is insane. Yeah, it's like I think it's 40%. I'll calculate um how much it comes out to. It'll take like 2 days for Paul's thing to show up in YouTube Studio. I'll tell you how much it shows up as. There you go, that's much better. I am live stacking, so let's see what that looks like. %30 plus local sales tax. Well, they pay us in a 1099, which is a like a contractor thing. So they shouldn't withhold taxes. We end up paying taxes on the income and for Medicare and um, Social Security. Plates all failed. No promotions or spam, yet your whole premise is to promote the remote observatories. Pass, you've sold your soul. All right, good night. As much as you love your 2600 I do like how much faster pictures gets processed than you take with a small sensor. Are you talking about like how much data you collect with it, or like processing is just faster? Welcome, Ronnie D. All right, I think I fixed the chat thingy, so I'm gonna bring it back up. Let's see. No, it's still doing this. Gotta save settings. Okay. Let's see. Bringing it back. And just for like any kind of disclaimer, uh, I'm paying to stay at these observatories. I'm not getting paid to be here or to promote them. I just love the amount of data I'm able to get from these dark sites. So I doubt that Nick Astrophotography is still here, but FYI. You said like data, file size, and processing it picks inside. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense, I think. I don't have a 585 sensor, so um, Paul, you want to sell your t-shirts, you have flats crossed out shirts, and you have the universe and that I'm bored shirt. Huh. Hey, Rich Jones. Ooh, cool. You're sending your Sea Star to here to Death Valley. It is full of stars. Let's see how live stacking is going to look here. Do I have two? Yeah. Okay, so add color combination. Hold on. Red, green, and blue. Oh, that doesn't look great at all. What happened here? All right, maybe live stacking on this first image is not going to go well. It's probably because this first frame in red was terrible. It's okay. I'll keep it going. You need to get out of bed right now and set up your S30 out back. Good luck. Oh, cool. I'm glad the stream here kind of helped you decide, Rich. Cuddle your wife, who you haven't seen in 3 weeks. Oh, you live in Oregon with the wildfire smokes? Yeah, there's a couple of people in the Discord from Washington. I think we're having similar issues. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how I don't want to jinx Death Valley observatories, but it's been pretty good over here so far. Watch more of The Expanse. I haven't gone past season 1 on The Expanse. I need to catch up on it. Weird, as that plate self keeps failing for some reason. Let's see. Doing some troubleshooting. Oh yeah, hey, I don't think I'm imaging what I think I'm imaging. Interesting. It's because I never slewed. I got so used to using Target Scheduler, I forgot some of the most basic stuff here. Let's see, slew and center. Okay, I think, all right, let's turn off Barnard, and then let's go to M27, which was our winner. This should be okay now. Slew and center. Let's also guide. Hey, Astro Jeff. Hey, Wes. Good night, Paul. Thanks for joining. Do I want to do that? Okay. All right, now I should see it moving. No one wants to speak French. My boss is French. Hey, look at that. M27 right in the center. If a 2 second or 3 second exposure here. It is so nice and bright, so we'll see. Hopefully I got my instructions correct this time. There you go. M27 also shows up in this 1.5 second exposure in the guide cap. It's pretty faint, but you can kind of see it here. There we go. The telescope moved a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to start the poll to determine what the next object should be. Let's see. For me here, I have it set to M16, but I'll start a poll in there. Hey Vincent, easiest language to learn is Finnish. Huh, now I want to learn Finnish. Okie dokie, poll started. It'll be like 40 minutes before I switch, so let's see if our first sub came in. Look at that. This is in sulfur. Looks great. HFR is 1.5, 1.5. Yeah, I did Spanish in school from like 5th grade to 12th grade, and then I did Italian all throughout college. So I am, how do you say, muy excelente in English. Ooh, look at it in HA. Here's a, looks good. Like I'm waiting for oxygen to come in, which is the next one, and then I can do a quick live stack of it here. Yeah, this is, I think Barnard 143 is going to get thrown away because it was not in the right place. Molto bene. Gotta do the hand gestures. Like I did set up my camera for live streaming, so I'm gonna hop on for like a minute. Molto bene. I love Italy. Dave from our Discord is in Rome right now, I think. So hoping he's having fun. Hello. I don't think I've been on camera on a live stream in over a year and a half. I tried it when I first started, but it just feels weird to just be on camera all the time. So I'm gonna be on here for a little bit and then I'll hop off. But I do want to show off this pin here, which is the Stand Up to Cancer pin that the organization sent. Pretty cool. It's kind of weird when you can't see the other people. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's I think that's what I feel like. It's not a Zoom meeting; it's a Zoom webinar. All right, all right. Waiting for this thing to go away. Okay, live stack, all three colors in SHO. So S is gonna get red, H will get green, and blue will get O3. See what that looks like. Ooh, that looks neat. What scope do I have? I have the ASCAR 91F. So as usual, I'm going to start linking to videos I've made on stuff. So let me give you the one I took to, that I sent to Death Valley Observatories. There it is. That's the link. Oh yeah, I saw that the FRA 300. They had a sale on another one of their, I think their PHQs last couple months ago. Almost got it. But yeah, FRA 300 for $600 is kind of, wow, tempting. Oops. Okay, while we wait for stuff to come in, let's look at the all sky cam. The moon will be out in like 45 minutes from now, which is amazing. Let's see. Give us a tour of your basement. Here, look what's behind me. Alrighty, hope you like my wallpaper. That's the basement. Yeah, Ascot makes good products, if I say so myself. I'm looking forward to testing their WAF. It's an unusual name. We don't see the background image, probably on purpose. What? What are you talking about? You're upgrading from a Sharpstar 61 EDPH to the FRA. The EDPHs are also amazing telescopes. Hopefully you get clear skies. Hey, sexy ninja. Huh. I don't want to see your name on the chat list, but I do see it on the screen. Interesting. So you gotta hit the bed. Yeah, thanks for joining, Niraj, and thanks for the donation to the to Stand Up to Cancer. Appreciate it, man. Have a good night. Looking at the poll, people want us to either stay on M27 or go to the Lagoon Nebula. Let's see, there's still time on this. I will change this up from SHO to HSO or HOS. So to do that, I gotta do here, Lagoon. All right, Beverly said it in all caps. That gets like 2 votes. HSO. Yeah, blue will still be yellow. Let's try that. Oh, that's so purple. All right, I'm gonna go back. SHO. Need some remove green. Who are you calling Lagoon? I think that's Spanish, Lagoon. Yeah, Sexy Ninja. I see your image, your text on the screen, but not in the chat. So weird. Got something weird the way your name is appearing. Interesting. Lagoon is small for wide field. It's actually pretty good for this telescope here. Guiding is pretty good. Let's see what the temperature is out there. 30 degrees Celsius, not too bad. Camera is cooled at 5 degrees. And this is scheduled set up to take images for 30 minutes. So if stay on M27 wins, I'll increase this to 20 iterations. I wonder why there's so much drift on this today. I wonder if there's some issues with this here. Of course, I run into issues live streaming. Here's HA, S2, and O3. O3 is so bright. Jeez. Okay. I think the center after drift is having some issues. So I'm going to turn it off. Yeah, after this live stream, I'm going to have to turn off Nina and then restart it on my scheduler. Partly because I'm going away for the next 3 nights, so this thing's going to have to run by itself without any supervision. All right, thanks, Sexy Ninja. See you later. Thanks for the donation. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. I don't see it in any of my chat windows, like in Streamlabs and on YouTube. Super strange. I don't know, but I think he may have gone to a meeting, so maybe when he reconnects, it'll be okay. Hey, Corin. Welcome from the Caribbean. Barbados. Oh, cool. One of my closest friends growing up is from Barbados. I should text him. Oh, cool. Imaging the Lagoon Nebula from the island. That's cool. That's kind of meta. What kind of setup do you have, Corin? Yeah, Barbados does have better seeing than Toronto, better than Boston too, I bet. My computer is starting to lag a little bit, which isn't great, but I'm getting a new Miele Q4C mini PC soon. So my goal is to start like a Nina, how to get started with Nina from scratch video. I attempted one before sending this computer down to Death Valley Observatories a few months ago, but really didn't like how it looked, how my editing was going, so I kind of just scrapped it. But I'm going to restart it when I get the new one. All right, checking on the poll one more time. Lagoon and Stay on M27 are still tied, 28% each. Everything has a vote. M16 and M17 are tied at 22%. There's still about at least 15 minutes left before you need to make a decision. You have the Astro ED80, the Astro 296C, and the Ioptron CEM26 mount. Latitude is 13 degrees. Wow, yeah, that's nice. You probably get a lot of southern hemisphere objects too. I have a CEM40 that I really love. I'm gonna look up M8. Make sure if we do switch to that it's going to be in the sky long enough for me to image, because it's really low. M8 probably looks way better for you in Barbados. Nope, not from there. The Altair Astro. Okay, good. Okay, now I know that brand. I was trying to figure out what an Astro is. Oh, cool. Nice, Cody. This is your rig at DVO. You lost the crown thing next to your name. Oh no, is that top fans thing? I don't know. I don't know how YouTube determines top fans. So, you know. So now, okay. So I think in like 15 minutes, I'll actually point it to M8 because it's so low to the horizon. I don't want to image it when it gets below 25 degrees. So I think M8 will be the target. So I'm just gonna override M16. Okay, there we go. So I will do that. And then I think I'll stop it at 5 iterations. No, I'll keep it going until M8 is past meridian, because I don't want to deal with the meridian flip. An astronomer here in Canada somewhere has a collaboration going with the Harry Bailey Observatory in Barbados. That's cool. Where am I imaging from? This is from Death Valley Observatories. It's in Nevada, the United States. You think it's because you closed the stream for a second to open a new window? Yeah, maybe. You said we're 71F out there in the past weekend. Uh, this past weekend, luckily, it's only an hour's drive. Yeah, I'm jealous. I wish I was living this close to not just Death Valley Observatories, but to like a Bortle 1 or 2 site. I am very far from everything. And I love my 71F. I have the bigger brother here, the 91F. I also have the 131F that I wish I could send somewhere, but the pier cost is going to be way up high. Oh no, stay on M27 is winning. It's 30% of the votes. Oh, stay on M27 is winning. But Death Valley's in California. Well, it's on the Nevada side. So let me pull up. I'll pull up the Death Valley website. Give me 1 second. So their location is, yeah, so it's on the Nevada side here. So they're in Amargosa Valley. Yeah. Yeah, so it's right here. So they're right on the border of California, but it's technically in Nevada. Hey Paul, M16, want to see what the 90 can do? Yeah, it's kind of amazing. Like it fits kind of perfectly in the field of view here. Let's see. Who's winning? Stan M27 is still winning. Now M16 is winning second. So I have to decide where to go to after this because M16 and M8. M8 is really low. You can see that it doesn't go above 29 degrees to the horizon, and I usually have limits of 25 degrees. I'll sometimes go to 20 degrees above the horizon, but I don't want to shoot through too much atmosphere. And then M16 gets a little bit higher, 40 degrees. So theoretically, I could do both. What do you guys think? Lagoon. Wow, that's another all caps. That's like 2 more votes. Though everybody loves M16. That's true. I don't blame you. I think I'll stick with the decision to go to M8 for a little bit. M8 is bright, so I don't need a lot of data for live stacking. Lagoon. Okay. I'll count that as another vote. So and then I'll do M16 to make the M16 people happy. But if you look at live stack here, it's not bad. I have about 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes of images of M27, and like the outer shell is starting to appear already. I'm sure if I post process it, I could stretch it a lot more. Hey, Imagex, welcome. Always good to see you. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Astro Jeff. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is a. I'll tell you, I'm not great at fundraising. I did the Team Water thing last year, and I think it was a month long. I raised maybe $250, and then I put in $250 of my own. But yeah, this is great. 235 on the first stream, and I have at least 2 planned next week if the weather cooperates. Link to the campaign in the description. Also, the QR code on the bottom left is supposed to take you there. So the overlay here is the first time I'm actually using like a live overlay from somewhere. So Tiltify, which is the platform that does these donations, provided that. So it's kind of cool. This gets a live update. I've never done this, so it makes me want to revamp how I do some of my live streams. Not for collecting donations all the time, but like looking up other overlays. Maybe I can put information on top, like live stacking M27. It has 5, 5, and 5 frames, something like that. I'll also put a link to the campaign in the chat for people. I think I did that right. Target is looking good. It is. It is. Let me look at the sequencer. Okay. Yeah, this is doing good too. Yeah, M8. As soon as it goes above the meridian, I'll switch to it. $20 for every object vote you cast. Bruce Waters. Why does that name sound familiar? You're all into astronomy where $20 power supply costs $80. That's so true. Yeah, so I am using an $80 power supply here, which is the whatchamacallit, Pegasus Astro 12 volt 10 amp power box, or not power box, power brick, which is $80. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But it's a good power brick. I'd rather pay $80 for that instead of like $25 4 times. Trying to catch up on Discord chat as well. Hey Vincent, Pegasus fanboy. Yeah, all of my USB cable, most of my USB cables, and all of my DC to DC power cables are also Pegasus Astro. They're just well made, and they last long. And since this is a remote observatory where if something goes wrong, I'm not going to be able to go and fix it. I spent a couple more bucks to send good gear. Do I delete planes or satellite subs or let the stack fill them in? So for live stacking, I just leave them. But when I'm stacking outside, it the pixel rejection will get rid of the planes, so I'm not worried about it. So planes and satellites, they get removed during regular pixel rejection. For live stacking is a little bit stranger. If if somehow I let this stack to like 100 frames, this will disappear eventually. It's just the pixels get averaged out, which the live stacking can't easily do with so few frames, if that makes sense. The fundraiser also accepts PayPal. Sweet. Use a Pyramid 13.8 volt power supply. Oh, nice. Yeah, someone else in the Discord also uses that, the exact same Pyramid 13.8 volt. When if I ever move and get my own observatory, backyard observatory, I'll probably get a big pyramid power supply to run everything. I'm also considering using a fancy LED controller and making my own DC plugs. The rig that'll go to remote observatory is equipped with their focuser, rotator, filter wheel, and power box with some of their cables as well. That's awesome. Yeah, the power brick, the power cables are the only thing I have for Pegasus Astro, but I do want to try their power box, which I think they have a new version, right? I think the V3 is no longer being made, but I'd love to give the rest of them a try. What do you use for 12-volt power? I use an EcoFlow. Oh, when I'm home, I have a long extension cable thing that I roll out. When I'm out, I use a Jackery. So I have a couple of those. My biggest one is 1,000 watt-hour Jackery power box, and I'll use the AC to DC power brick on that too. Clear skies, Corin. Thanks for joining. Right, Powerbox Advanced will get a Gen 3. Yeah, I think that's what I'm remembering. Yeah, cool. Oh, hey, Larry. Thank you. Good to see you. You heard Jackeries give ZW issues. I can't remember which model. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've been using Jackeries for 5 or 6 years now. And ZWOs for, I think, 4 years now, 3 or 5 years. And I haven't had any issues, really. Hey, Larry. Thank you. All right, let me check the sequencer. Oh, hey, Dakota. Thank you. I appreciate it. My goodness, I set a goal of $500. We might reach that. Okay, so M8 is past the meridian. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this go one more iteration. Oh yeah, it's doing the slew and center. Yeah. Gotta figure out how to. Okay, let's see. I'm doing this wrong. Let's see, slew and center here. And then I'm going to do a, let's see, basic sequence. Hold on. Uh, Getting some lag here. Sequential instruction set here. Loop for iterations. There we go. This is how to do it. Okay. There we go. I'm relearning basic advanced sequencing, which is a wee bit funny because okay, I'll leave that and then let's see. All right, M8 is coming up. It's gonna do 300-second exposures. Is that gonna be too much? I'm gonna go 120-second exposures for all of these. And then I'll duplicate this and then we'll do M16. We'll do all the things everyone voted for, except for M5. And M11 keeps getting pushed down. Blah, blah. Time for stretch goals. Yay. Yeah. Do I have any contacts at Skywatcher, Cinta, to ask them what might be when they might be releasing their controller device? Oh man, I have been trying to get a hold of Skywatcher for a while. I met them at Neve 2 years in a row, and this year, um, I got the guy's card to email him to maybe get my hands on the uh, not the Solar Quest, the Heliostar to do some testing on H Alpha Solar. Emailed him, never heard from any of them. I reached out to them via their technical support. They put me in touch with their marketing person, and then didn't hear a thing. So currently, I do not have any contacts at Skywatcher. I wonder if Sarah does, though. I know Nico might, so. But it's been a couple of months since I've spoken to him. Let's see. Yeah, my computer here is having some issues. I've noticed that it's taking longer and longer to save. So I reached out to Melee about this, and they're going to send me a Melee Q4C, another one. So this is a Q4C. They're going to send me another one to test and then send out to Death Valley Observatories. So if that one works, it'll replace what I have here. But I just got to make sure everything is copied over. Use a Blue Yeti Elite 20 V2 to run your setup. Cool. Yeah, I've heard some really good things about Blue Yetis. Oh, hey, Stand Up to Cancer. Hey, the organization is here. Hey, anytime. Thanks for stopping by. I will go off camera for a second for you guys. I was just telling people that it feels like a webinar when I'm the only person on camera. So when I do these live streams, I'm usually not on camera. But thanks to Stand Up to Cancer, the organization, for fighting for all of us. Ah! Talk to the hand, because the face ain't listening. Thank you. Yeah, we're switching to M8, the Lagoon Nebula, as a few people in the chat have yelled out and have voted for. So let me see what does the thing look like? Oh hey, yeah, Eagle Nebula beat out M27 and M8 in the end. So cool, super cool, super cool. Like you can see the telescope moving, so it's going to be pointing this way. That way. I wonder who has this telescope. I rarely see this move. I know this one is Ben's, who's another resident at KKR. Sorry, at DVO. We love science here. This is like it's an amazing science community, science communication. Okay, so let's see. Look at that. This is M8 in luminance. Yeah, this is in luminance. How far off were you? Okay. Let's see. At first, it was less than an arc minute off. So we should see. So it's going to take an O3 image first. So it should be pretty bright. Yeah, this is just so you're aware, this is a telescope in Death Valley at a place called Death Valley Observatories. So this is my telescope here. It's moving. There's a bunch of other telescopes here. It's an amazing facility. I only got started here about a month ago. Actually, July 4th was my first night there where I had access to this. So, and it is August 5th. You can see the Milky Way here. I'll also bring up the front webcam if I can find it. So here's a view of the other observatory cameras run by the owners there. You can see the Milky Way. It looks so cool on all these telescopes here. Super cool. So I control my telescope and take photos. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is like mostly automated. So there's a camera here, there's a telescope here, and it takes these photos. So right now it's taking a 2-minute exposure of something called the Lagoon Nebula. So in like a minute, we'll see something come up here. But so far, we've been imaging something called the Dumbbell Nebula. Colors look a little bit weird because it's narrowband, but M8 or the Lagoon Nebula will look a little bit better once I have passed 6 minutes and I have the 3 frames that I want. I'll link to my video again where I talk about my move to Death Valley Observatories if you're interested to take a look. And I have another telescope in South Africa at the Kagakama Remote Observatory, which is at the Kagakama Nature Preserve. Also super cool. But it's daytime there now, so can't see what that one is doing right now. You haven't seen the DVO camera yet. Let's see, not this one. Like this one, Cody? Can't go back in time, so can't see when it was brighter out, but yeah. Oh, hey, Andy. Cool. Yeah, I think I am too. I'm part of the. I mean, I'm sure the stand up to cancer has a lot more like streamers out there, but since I'm doing this as part of stand up builders, where there's like 170 people, I tried finding other Astro people. I think there's one person who is named Astro Canuck. I think he's from Namibia, but he's doing Lego building. So I may be the only Astro streamer YouTuber in this charity run. Closer to the bright blue. Oh, cool. I'll have to look at this during the daytime, see what that looks like. Ooh, hey, look at this. Lagoon Nebula in Sulfur 2. Looks so cool. Look at this. Could probably use a little refocus because my stars are a little bit wonky. But it's okay. Guiding looks good. The rig you mentioned earlier will go to Kagakama in their second observatory that is going up as of this week. That's awesome. Cool. I know I've been like talking about all these observatories. I wonder how many people found them because of me or because of other stuff. I'm a stat nerd, so I always look up like how are people going places. They answer the phone as Celestron, but they support Skywatcher. Yeah, that's true, Larry. Yeah, it's you can call Celestron. I tried Celestron too. I actually tried to get a hold of Celestron for the Space Consortium last year because their emails were getting ignored a little bit, but I didn't have any luck. I think my channel is too small fish. Yeah, no problem, Andy. Anytime. I can talk about space forever. Oh, look at hydrogen alpha. Okay, so now we're gonna combine those and see what that looks like. M8. All right. HSO. Ah, that looks pretty cool. Oh, you know what? Why it doesn't have the blue here? Because it didn't actually take an oxygen. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to wait for another 2 minutes and then I'll add it. But this looks pretty cool, I think, so far. Oh, cool. You go to South Africa a few times. That's awesome. I would love to visit there, especially since KKRO has that resort right there. But it's so expensive. Yeah, both Death Valley and KKRO are setting up their second buildings, which is exciting. At KKRO, I'm there for at least the next year, already prepaid with my friends Dave and Chris. And at Death Valley, it's a monthly payment, so I'm planning on being here for a long time since I sent my own rig instead of renting Sean's. Skywatcher sent you a free tripod foot after emailing. We don't have any spare parts. Should have taken a picture, sent it to them. You're like, what is this? What are those? Isn't that a meme? Hey Benji, welcome. I was just telling people about your edge. Let's see, oxygen is about to save. There you go, oxygen. So now I can do the live stacking and combine SHO. Let's see, color. There we go. And there you go. That looks more like SHO, Lagoon Nebula. I hope the people who asked for Lagoon are happy. I can also do another color combination. This one's going to be a little bit better than um, M27, which is rich in O3, so it looks strange sometimes. Whereas those beautiful red, it's because hydrogen is mapped to green. So this is an SHO combination. So you'll see that red channel is S, so and the green channel is HA. So if I switch this to HSO, you'll get your red. But it turns magenta just because of how the colors work. But like this is why we post process. There's not a lot of control here. I do have some like stretch factors here. Let's see what happens if I mess with this. Nothing. Oh, I think I know what I have to do. I have to click this and then click out. This is the yeah. That's the bug. That's the annoying part. So I'm not gonna mess with this. Just leave it. You like the orangey outsides? Yeah, it looks nice, right? And this is just one frame, by the way. Like as I add more, it'll get crispier. I do have about 12 hours on this that I'll release to patrons in a couple of weeks. I'm waiting for one more panel to finish. Actually, no, M8 is going to go to everybody. The entire mosaic is going to go to patrons. We were just imaging the Lagoon Nebula from Barbados, Corin. I remember. That's cool. You did an OSH on the monkey head, and it had a cool Charlotte Hornets color. Oh, let me try it here. Gotta get rid of this. So you did OSH. Oh. S H. Okay. So it's a little bit of a lag here. No, no, no. Oh no, did I no, I messed that up. I accidentally deleted the oxygen panel. Oh, okay. It's because of the lag. It's okay. It's just live stacking. It doesn't matter. But yeah, this looks pretty cool. I like it. I like it. I'll call this the Benji palette. Okay, and I'm gonna do a check on how high it is in the sky. Since I'm not using target scheduler, it's not going to auto switch. So here in about, so right now it's 22:18. Oh wow, and like it has just like an hour before I can do anything. Um, but I do want to switch to M16. Oh, hold on. Let me assign M16 to my target sequence called blah blah. There we go. So I'm also, okay, I'm doing 120. Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, so the next one is set 2. Sweet. Everybody's going to get what they want. You're trying to do OSH, but QHY has mislabeled your minicam filters. Oh no. I still enjoy the output though. Cool. How do you like your minicam? I thought about getting that when I was looking into going monochrome, but ended up with the TubeTech ATR 2600 because I really wanted the IMX 571 sensor. Thanks for the pitching. I appreciate it. I mean, I did say I'm also gonna put some of my money in there, so I let me do that too, um, because along with the ad revenue I make, I was also planning on adding some of my own money anyway. So let me do that. And look at that, they do PayPal. Recaptcha. You have the color and monochrome version. The color is pretty pointless. You really enjoyed the mono though. Yeah. I have the 523 color. I have the ASI 523 MC Pro was my first. Let me finish paying. That was my first Astrocam after using a DSLR for 10 years. Alrighty then. My donation has gone through. All right. And then on the 15th, I'm going to calculate whatever ad revenue all my entire channel has made. So it's not just this video, by the way. It's the entire channel, and then make a final donation. If we reach $1,000 in the next 30 minutes, then Naz will live stream for 24 hours. I do have plans to live stream for like 16 hours between KKRO and DVO. I don't know if I'll get to do that, but it won't be like me sitting around for the full 16 hours. But you know, yeah, this does look pretty good. It's hey ETEP Studios. It is not true color. This is monochrome. So this is hydrogen, oxygen, and sulfur. Hydrogen is mapped to blue, oxygen is mapped to red, and sulfur is mapped to green. Osh, aka the Benji palette. Looking at the sequencer, um, people seem to like narrowband data, so I don't actually have anything until we get to M11 to do RGB, which would be true color. Oh, man, I wonder why this is lagging so much. Yeah, M11. If we get to that, but M11 also gets low pretty quickly. Yeah, it's at 47 degrees, so it'll be around for a little bit. So maybe, but I could also switch to M31 in a little bit. You can combine those as you capture with Nina. Yes, this is the live stacking plugin. So plug in live stack, download it, install it. You can have your like bias libraries and stuff set up. Obviously, I don't here. You can have some other workflows here. It tells you what the workflow should be and the other settings here. I use just the basic settings, and then in the live stack, here, I'll actually close this and I'll show you how I combine mono. You go to add color combinations, and then it just adds it for you. I'll go back to SHO for now, just to show you. Click OK. And then M8. So there you go. So this is an SHO palette. You use ASI here, so I have to process everything after I get your subs. Yeah, I process them too. This is just for live streaming. I don't live stack unless I'm live streaming. Cool. Yeah, you should switch to Nina. I'm expecting to get my hands on a new Miele Q4C mini PC soon, so I'm going to start a whole new Nina how to get started with Nina video series. I started one earlier this year, and then I did not like how it was coming out. It felt disorganized, so I scrapped it. I'm going through it, and I'm going to start uploading snippets like I did earlier today about how to install PlateSoft 3. But I need to think about how I'm gonna do this because Nina is massive. There's so much to it, so much to learn. It took a while for it to click for me, and I just want to get that knowledge out into videos. I think you can do a live screen capture from the subs that come from SA and DVO. That would be quite a vanilla screen. That's true. But yeah, so the thing with South Africa and Death Valley is that as soon as the rig in South Africa stops imaging because it reached dawn, the Death Valley one starts. So there was, I think, a 90-second overlap during one of my live streams last week. Otherwise, they're like perfectly spaced where one shuts down and the other one starts up. It's kind of did not plan that, but it's kind of pretty cool. So I can do like a continuous stream if I wanted to. So I can. My goal was to try and find a target that's visible in both hemispheres. Start at in South Africa and then continue live stacking at Death Valley. I don't think that'll work. Not with Nina, at least. With Sharpcap, probably. I'll have to think about it. Nina is the best. Yes, Benji. You often take your scope out camping with friends, so being able to combine live stack would be hugely helpful. Yeah, I when I am showing people stuff now. Before I had a C star, I did used to take out Nina and do. I used to live stack on Sharpcap, so I have like a monitor, do Nina capture and Sharpcap live stacking. But since I got the C star, that's what I use. People love that. It's just so easy. Oh, hey Benji and Larry, thank you for the donations. I just saw those come in. we went over the limit, and somehow the goal increased to 600. That wasn't me, but let me see. Going through my settings, I didn't think I had that. Hey, auto increase is turned on. Okay. Let's see. I just updated it. I didn't realize auto increase was turned on, but what does that do? Okay. So it increased to 600 instead of 500. But anyways, we beat the $500 goal that I had set for tonight. Or actually, that was the goal for the entire thing. So I'm really impressed. I'm really thankful. Thank you all for this, and I'm glad that Andy from Stand Up to Cancer was here, who actually saw this. So I'm really thankful. ASI Air will stack using the live mode like Nina. You can also stack old lights in image management mode in the air. That's cool. That's good to know. The ASI Air is one of the few things in Astro that I have not used, which is kind of funny. But also because I started doing like serious astrophotography, I'm going to put that in quotes, in 2012, which is also the year that the ASI 120 came out. So ZW and I kind of grew side by side, and I stuck with the DSLR for a long time and never went with the ASI Air. I went with the computer. Yeah, Cinta owns a lot of companies. I almost I did do a deep dive at like who owns what back when Orion and Meade were still around. There's so few companies that own like the entire world. As much as mini computers are costing, I'm considering an ASI Air at this point. Yeah, they're pricey. When I bought my Q4C in 2024, I paid less than $200. The same Q4C is now 500 something. I'll Google it here. Yeah, we can look at it on Amazon. Oh boy, $540. Yeah, this is the one I have. I have 16 gigs, 512. It's insane. It was less than $200 when I bought it. The exact same computer. Ugh. Deep sigh. Hey, Fantasy X channel. You're in Bakersfield and you go to Death Valley regularly in the winter. Ooh, cool. I would love to make it out to the Dark Sky Festival in February one of these years, but I've never been there. I'm currently in Boston, imaging remotely. I wonder whose light this is. What light this is? Interesting. Oh, hey Taylor, thanks for the donation. You helped us reach the second goal of the night, and it didn't auto increase, which is good. So really appreciate it. Yeah, Astronomy World is very small as far as actual manufacturer. That's true. Yeah, like all of these things use like the same companies too, like ASCAR and the ZWO telescopes. They use the whatever factory ASCAR uses, and I don't know if they have their own factory or if they pay other people to do it. Mark D'Antonio in Connecticut, he does remote observatory in Arizona. I don't think I know him. Sky Tour Livestream is his channel. I am going to look him up right now. Sky Tour Livestream. Yeah, our paths have not crossed. Oh, cool. He streamed like 2 weeks ago. How interesting. We like to live like so close together. Like New England is kind of small. I go to Connecticut all the time, but I'll reach out to him. Thanks for that recommendation. He has an amazing setup. Yeah, I'm curious to know what it is. So I'll see. Does he have his contact? He does have contact. Yeah. Okay, I'll shoot him an email. Thanks. I always love connecting with other astronomers and YouTubers. That's cool. He does a lot of live streams. That is good to know. Thanks. Yeah, I was just browsing through his channel. Thank you, Taylor. I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words and for the donations to Stand Up to Cancer. Oh, you said it's in the description. Let's see. I still have his channel open. Let's see. Ooh, I'm looking at some of his setups. He's using that's cool. Yeah, definitely connecting with him. Another one is Mike Jerry, same name for the channel, and he streams out of Nevada, out of the side of the desert. That's cool. I'm technically on the Nevada side of the desert too. This is in Amargosa Valley, which is here you go. It's on the Nevada side of Death Valley. Mike Jerry. I'm gonna open him up. Cool. Got his channel open too. Also streamed 2 weeks ago. I'll send him an email too. No, he doesn't have his contact on YouTube, but maybe I'll comment on one of his videos and you'll see it. Milky Way is looking nice. Cool. Do I tell them Fantasy X channel knows you? The Opera House. I've never been to Nevada. The only place in California I've been to is San Francisco, so I don't know that area at all. He's also on Dark Sky Network. Yeah, I think I'm technically part of Dark Sky Network too, as part of the Amateur Telescope Makers of Boston, which is my astronomy club, and PopScope. I'm part of a bunch of organizations. Yeah, we'll do. I'll tell them. Thank you. Yeah, I basically sent over my gear to Death Valley Observatories. They just opened up in April, so they're pretty new. I'll link to the video I created about my little journey there, which is basically just getting all the gear and then sending it over. So, feel free to watch that whenever or never, you know. So I have my rig there, what I have, how it was set up, and how like first light went basically. And I've been there for only a month, but I'm hoping to be there for a long time. And I also have another observatory in South Africa at the Kakakama Remote Observatory. So it's good. Yeah, it's a fairly brand new site. It's 4 months old now, less than 4 months. I think they opened mid-April. So I'm technically one of the early birds. I put down my deposit back in May when they were 3 weeks old, I think. Amargosa Valley is the home of the Nevada nuclear test site. Oh, cool. I don't think I knew that. Yeah, I'd love to visit them. They do allow people to go with their telescopes and set it up. I don't know if Cody is still here, but he just did it this past weekend. Well, Mark has been eyeing to open a place in the Southern Hemisphere. That would be cool. He should definitely look up Kagakama Remote Observatory, where I did my stuff. I'll link to that video as well. Let's see. But that rig I am renting because it's logistically cheaper. Nevada's nice when it's over 110 degrees, like it has been for the past month. Yeah, I was just looking at the where'd it go? I'm lost in my things here. So like they do have the weather now. They have a weather station now. Yeah, these are the temperatures for the next. And like the temperature swing is insane, right? Because the humidity is so low, like 102 to 66, 106 to 72. There's a solar eclipse this day, and at night there should be the peak of the Perseids. So I'm hoping to live stream that evening from the All Sky Cam, and maybe we'll see some meteors. Hey Tex. Yeah, I'm not close enough to service it, but I mentioned in the video that they have excellent staff who was able to help me with a really bad filter wheel issue super quickly. Yeah, even if it was 4 hours away, I think if it was like even like a 6 or 7 hour drive, I would do it. But Boston is just far. It's a long road trip, and I don't really didn't want to fly with all that gear. For the live stack, what are your settings? The gear wheels. For Paul Gatley, let's see. The settings are default, so these are set automatically. I have not touched these. If I do touch them, you'll see that I'll mess it up. So like if I decrease the green stretch factor, you'll see. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, so you can play with the stretches and stuff, but usually not good about it. Yeah, mess that up. Is it normal for the C star to be leaning with EQ mode right? You mean like leaning forward, or does it look like it's about to topple over? Yeah, Death Valley at the summer can be deadly. Yeah, I wonder how they got that name. I'm gonna go back to the Benji palette, which was Osh, Kosh, Bagash. Leaning back to the north. Yeah, it's supposed to be pointing to the north. That's how equatorial mode would work. Yeah, send a pic to the Discord. Correct. Yeah, do that. I mean, here's the Benji palette. And for others who would like to join the Discord, there's an invite link in the description, but I will also add it to the chat. All right, let me check on the timing now. So M27, we are done with you. There's astrophotography conference, the Observatory in Cyprus. Nico, Space Quality are appearing. Yeah, I heard about that. Are you going? I didn't get invited to that one, so I'll be home. Can we get the Benji palette to be a thing? Yeah. I don't think anyone's named OSH, so go for it. And so I had to turn the fan on because it got hot in here, down here. So I, looking at my mic, I don't think it's getting picked up, but if it starts to bother people on the stream, let me know. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go to the sequencer. Let's see, M8, 5. Okay, so I think I'll let it finish 5 iterations. So that would be 15 minutes of data. That's not a lot of data, but right? Does that sound right? 6 times 5? No, 30 minutes of data. I can't math. So 30 minutes of data, and then it's gonna switch over to M16 after it gets one more HA and one more O3. And that should be enough. Okay, so next thing I'm actually going to look up is where's M31. So that may not be a vote. I just want to see where it is in the sky. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think in like 30 minutes it'll be perfect. But I will ask. I will ask. I'll be the nice host. I'll ask if you want to see M31 or M33. M33 maybe a little bit later, but okay. I'm ending that poll. 35 votes. Thanks for all the things. Let me add another poll. All right, new poll started. Ooh, 50-50 so far. You better get M33 before the moon follows it. Is the moon close to it today? It's also going to be really low to the horizon. That's the. I have a wall right next to me, so I think it'll be like around here. I think 20 degrees would be okay. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I love M31 and M33 as well. Look at that Eagle Nebula. Not going to Cyprus too far. Winter start party in January in the Keys. Speakers get free accommodations. I remember you telling me this last year. I will have to look into it. Maybe I'll reach out and see how do you get there? It's like sounds far. Florida Keys. Real Sophie's choice. The moonrise is soon. Yeah, let's see. So I have. Let's see. I'll bring up Stellarium in a second. All right, here's Stellarium. This is we're at DVO. Thinks it's up right now. 11 degrees. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. We go up another hour. Yeah, you're right. M30. The moon is following it, but it's facing the other way. It's facing down. Well, I'm not planning on streaming past midnight Pacific Standard Time because I have work in the morning. As much as I'd love to do a 24-hour live stream, so we should still be able to get something on M33, and I can definitely save it for the next stream when the moon will be much lower. It should be almost new for my next live stream. You were on M8 and M20 last night with the Red Cat. Nice. Yeah. What camera did you use for that? But it'd be nice, much nicer in the Keys in January than it would be in here or Boston. Yeah, I think you're right. It probably would be, but I would feel bad leaving my family to fend for themselves in the winter of Boston. Fly to Miami, 2.5 hour ride to Big Pine Key. You bring 3 suitcases with scopes, mount, equipment, and you'll have a car. Cool. That's good to know. My in-laws go to, I think they go to Florida in like December or February, one of those dates, one of those, and then they go to Panama one of the other months. So maybe I can tag along with them or something. My father-in-law goes to Miami for softball league. You'll get over it quickly until you get back. Yeah. Oh, look at that. M16 on S2 doesn't look amazing. Mostly because it's going to be mostly in hydrogen, but you can still see the outline here, which is cool. I need to wait for oxygen and H alpha to come in before I can live stack. But this is our final Benji palette M8. It has 4 oxygen, 2 sulfur, and 2 hydrogen, all 2-minute subs. Looks pretty cool. Hey, Pawn Sauce. Good to see you. The targets are good. You know, we started with M27, although we started with Barnard 143, which didn't go well. M27 went better. Let me show you what that looks like. This was live stacked M27 and what did I do? Was this the Benji? It wasn't the Benji palette. I think this was just regular SHO. And then we did M8, which is the Benji palette, which is Kosh, Bagash, oxygen, sulfur, hydrogen. And now we have switched to M16. So far, so good. And then looking at the poll, where's the poll? Where's the poll? Andromeda is winning with 67% of the votes. So you might go to Andromeda instead of M33. That's a pretty color palette. Yeah, you hear that, Benji? He's in here. He invented it. Oh yeah, the financial targets too. Yeah, thanks, Beverly. Yeah, that one. I'm really happy that we were able to reach that. Yeah, and I'm glad that the one of the reps from Stand Up to Cancer was here to see that too, which was really cool. Yeah, so huge thanks to everyone who donated to this. Like even without my infusion, which I was planning to do anyway at some point, it would have reached the primary milestone of $500. So really thankful, everyone. Thank you. I have two more of these planned at least next week, including the one on the 12th, the peak of the Perseids, which will mostly be this view. I'm hoping for some streaks. Yeah, happy accident, Benji. It's a good one. I like it. Who needs 4x when you got this? Ooh, we have, oh, look at that. M16 and HA just looks so much cleaner. And this is only a 2-minute sub. I've been doing 10 minutes on SHO when I do these things, keeping an eye on my clipping. Of course, this is clipped so much because it's only 2 minutes on the black, but still pretty good. The Mauna Kea Observatory in Hawaii is amazing to observe the big meteor showers. They stream 24/7. Yeah, I would love to go to Mauna Kea one day. I have a friend who went to the University of Hawaii um, for college, and he knows I was into astro, so he'd occasionally send me photos from Mauna Kea whenever he would go. I would love to go one day. I did have the opportunity to go last summer, I think, but I found out too late, so just planning for it was just impossible. Didn't end up going. I won't be able to compete with Mauna Kea on a live stream. Oh, hey, we have oxygen now. So this is oxygen. So I'll do an SHO and then we'll switch over to the Benji palette on live stream. Live stacking, sorry. On the live stream. SHO, which it fills in automatically. Look at that. SHO looks pretty good. This is only 6 minutes of data, 2 minutes each filter. Now let's try OSH. So, OSH. It's not as dramatic as M8 on the outer edges. The M8 looks like a flower. Like when you just look at the center, it looks like a cool flower just because the oxygen here is so bright. But this was kind of cool. It's a little bit dimmer. Probably needs a lot more integration, but pretty cool. Do I shoot Lume with SHO or RGB filters when doing mono imaging? So far, I've only done luminance when I do RGB. I have not done luminance with SHO. I probably should. I will do SHO with LRGB. So I have some of those projects going on right now where I'll do all the filters. But normally when I do SHO, I'll just keep it SHO. I'll do RGB stars, like 30 seconds for red, green, and blue for like 30 minutes just to get some stars. But that's about it. They saved the past big meteor showers on their channel under live. Cool. I'll check. I think I've seen them. I Mauna Kea. There's also a couple of other live stream channels in Maine. While the moon's still around this week, I'm sinking my time into MWP1. Mandel Wilson one. Is that the one? It's pain. We're sorry, looking nice with 10 hours of HA03. Okay, gotta go to bed. All right, thanks, Fantasy X channel. Thanks for joining and for the other connection recommendations. Have a good one. Yeah, I agree. M8 looks way better in Osh. Is luminance with SHO a thing? Because that sort of blows my mind. Usually combine luminance with dominant narrowband channel. Yeah, that makes sense. I need to try that. I've actually not tried that. So, like I said, I'll do SHO with my LRGB filters, LRGB images, but not the other way around, except for stars. That's good to know. Good to know. Something to try. And with the amount of clear skies I get at Death Valley, I'll be able to try. Yeah, look at that. Clear skies, maybe clouds Monday night into Tuesday, who knows? But knowing Death Valley, previous cloudy forecasts have just cleared out. Here's the astospheric and the satellite view where they are. If you ever get a clear night again, I'd like to try that too. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try it. I might add luminance to my M8, M20 data once that finishes in narrowband. Death Valley is the diametrical opposite of here. We get clear forecasts that disappear all the time. Yeah, I know. It's so annoying. It is possible next Monday to Tuesday as there's a big storm coming in. Yeah. Yeah, that's good to know. So maybe my rig will get a break. It's been imaging nonstop for a while. I haven't looked at my data yet, but I'm going to. I haven't. It's because I haven't finished any projects. And now that you have your OSC Duo narrowband filter set, do you suggest you shoot broadband with the UV IR cut filter for your stars, or do you think you'll be okay without the data? Only if you want RGB stars, and if you have the clear skies for it, you don't need a lot of data for RGB stars. Maybe like 30 minutes at most. You can even go shorter because all you're going to do is stack them, get a plate solve, do SPCC to get the star colors, and then do star X to remove the stars to then register it. Or you register before, but then to just do a screen image blend on the SHO data. So I'll sometimes do it, but when I'm shooting OSC at home, I don't get enough clear skies for even like 30 minutes, and I don't do it a lot, but you can. It's pretty easy to do. Your weather is so bad that you're building a radio telescope. Ooh, there's a There is a yeah. Oh yeah, hey, Beverly is responding. Yeah, you're an excellent company. Yeah, yeah. There's a friend of mine, Astrobits, who has built his own radio telescope, and he's been collecting hydrogen data of the universe. I don't know if you're. I don't remember if you're in our Discord. If you're not, I do recommend joining. You'd be in good company, as Beverly said. My Discord gets muted, by the way, when I'm streaming, in case anyone's trying to get me. I just haven't been on Discord in a while. Yeah, I was a gamer growing up, so Discord kind of was a part of that. You're so proud of me promoting Discord twice in a stream. Yeah, that's. Well, I mean, I try to. That's why we usually get like an influx of users when I live stream. I'll do one better. I'll put an invite link in the description, in the chat. Oh, I grew up on chat rooms too. I used to love IRC. I kind of miss it sometimes, and then AIM. Very sad when they retired it. And then there was ICQ. Yeah, radio astronomy subject in the server here. Yeah, it's cool. I went up to Astrobitz's house like almost a month ago now and looked at his radio telescopes. Really neat. Yeah, ICQ, IRC, AOL. Those are mine too. Yeah, ICQ, like ISEEKYOU, or what sound? Oh, you're talking about the ICQ sound. It's been a long time. Yeah, and it took me a second, Beverly. Oh, hot dog. You're building a 12-turn helical antenna. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I have not gotten into radio astronomy yet, so all those words you used, I acknowledge that they are words. That's all I got. H1, the hydrogen one, LNA, SDR. Wait, where is... I'm looking at the poll again. It does look like Andromeda is probably going to win with 67% of the votes. So I will prep Andromeda. So not M31, not M33, sorry, M31. As you'll see from this framing here, I cannot get M31 in one frame. So we're just going to get the center along with M32 and M110. Normally, if I was shooting this, which I don't have current plans to, I would do like a mosaic like this, probably, and get the whole thing. but this is okay for now. Oops. Let me add this to my M11. Which, so M8 is done, M16 is here, and M31 is here. You know what I should do? I should get rid of this and duplicate this. You can try and build a 10-inch C-band radio scope at AtMob. Cool. With radio control for open source tools with SDR. That's awesome. I would love to see that. Oh, finally, M11 just as I was going to go to bed. Yeah. Well, I think M11 might have been a little bit too low anyway. So M11 is getting skipped today. Sorry. But you know me, advocate for sleep if you need to go to bed. Good night, Paul. Thanks for joining. Thanks to everyone for joining and all the donations to Stand Up to Cancer. I'm going to do 60 seconds here. Yeah, my goal was to go until midnight Pacific time, so about 50 minutes left to this stream. I guess you'll look at your own M11. Yeah. Sorry, I'll get M11 for you at the next stream. I do have M11 with the scope actually, 91F. I don't think I've processed it. I should look through my data again. Okay, there we go. So we have, all right, M31 is set. Okay. So now to decide how long to keep going with M16 before we switch to M31. So right now it's only been going for 12 minutes, so not too long. Milestone guys developed tools. Thanks, Beverly. Have a good night. I want to switch M16 back to SHO. Benji palette looks cool, but I think this one might do better with the SHO. There we go. Very green, but that is expected. Oh, it would look great on Crescent, right? Get the soap bubble in it, and get a purple soap. That would be cool. I bet it would look great on the Rosette Nebula. And maybe even Orion. Just like the flowery looking ones. And both of those have a lot of oxygen. And I'm proud of you for referring to this as the Benji pellet. It is catching on. Hey Pat, stay up late. Only 4:15 p.m. in Canberra. Ah, it's it's 11:12 p.m. in Death Valley and 2:12 a.m. for me in Boston. You and I are uh, math 14 hours apart. I think it's still autofocusing. And then once this is done, it's going to I'm going to turn on my target scheduler actually, so um, I can show you what it's going to start imaging. So RCW 163 for a little bit, and then it's going to go to Dark Shark and Wolf's Cave, panel 4. It's part of a massive mosaic that I'm doing. 8:13 a.m. there. That's when I have to be at work, which I'm not looking forward to. It's beautiful seeing this without the moon. All right, I think in about 10 minutes I should probably switch over to M31 so that I can get about 30 minutes of data on that. So a bunch of time was used here for autofocusing. So this is not going to get to 30 minutes, unfortunately, but it will get to 12 minutes. Which isn't too bad because I can add it to already data I have for M16. Oh no, wait, I already did 3 iterations. What's 3 times 2 is 6. Times 3 is 18. Yeah, so it'll get to about 25 minutes. Not too bad. Hey, Astronoboa. Good to see you. Hope you've been well. It's been a while, huh? Oh, you haven't slept yet? Have you been up all night? I'm doing pretty well. Just started this live stream for the Stand Up to Cancer fundraiser. We beat the goal twice tonight, which is amazing, beyond my expectations. So really thankful for everyone and for all the cheerleaders who's been encouraging others. I even came on camera a couple times. Nice. Have you seen any? I'm hoping to live stream from here next week at the peak. So I have my all sky cam here. I'm trying to get one at South Africa too, at that base. So if that happens, I'll be streaming for hours and hours. I need to get a telescope out to Canberra so I can stream for 24 hours a day, make a certain somebody in this chat happy. Ooh, that's cool. That's awesome. I haven't seen any yet. I this thing automatically does a time lapse every night, so I've been watching them. Only got one from a couple of weeks ago or last week, I think. It may have been a Delta Aquarid and not a Perseid, but I'm gonna link to the short that I made here if you want to check it out. Yeah, it could have been a Capricornid. I should probably have tried to figure out where it came from in the sky. Find the radiant. Oh, and the guy at DVO who got it in his sub actually made it to APOD, which was kind of incredible. Let me pull it up. Whoa. Vaporizing me here. This is from Death Valley, so yeah, so he made it into APOD, Tom Burnett, which was pretty interesting. Pretty cool. Look at that. Yeah, so the meteor in that short is this thing, but he got it here, which is really cool. It is like once in a it's a super unique shot. All right, in 6 more minutes, it's going to switch over to M31. Yeah, that was like APOD worthy. Like if I ever saw an image, I was like, that's an astronomy picture of the day. That's what it was. Like it is unique. No one else has that. No one else can get it. At least not that specific meteor. I was shooting near it, but it did not get into any of my subs, unfortunately. But at least my all sky cam picked it up. I can pull up last night's. See my last night's time lapse and see if we see anything there. Nothing there. but I'll pull it up anyway. There you go. This is from yesterday. You can see lots of satellites everywhere. And then the moon. There was a satellite flare here. Let's see. Pretty sure it was a satellite flare. Yeah, that was like here. Pretty sure it was a satellite and not a, yeah. Yep, it was definitely a satellite. I can see the thin line on the other side, which you wouldn't see with a meteor. Anyways, I think I have one more exposure left of M16, or two more actually. So about 3 minutes left, and then it'll switch over to M31, and that'll be our last object of the evening. I think tonight was a huge success. Reached like the two goals for fundraising within the first hour, I think, hour and a half. Again, really, really thankful for everyone. All the sky's upside down from your location. Yeah, you got north to this way, south this way. I could have them turn it around. I think this is okay. This is fine with me. Hey, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good night. Yeah, Cygnus on the bottom. Yeah, Cygnus is gonna be over here. Yeah, you get some sleep. I'll be like 35 minutes behind you. Thanks, Benji. I'll keep up using your palette. Yeah, I have 5 hours. Yeah, I have work in about 5 hours too. 5.5 hours for me. So I shouldn't. If I could, I would stream until the sun came up, but I can't. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the palette. Have a good night. Alrighty, we're switching to our last target, M31. So if you look here in, I think, a couple of seconds, yeah, in a couple of seconds, we'll see it streaking, looking at, where's M31? Like somewhere over here? Trying to see where Cassiopeia is. That's pointing. Hello, Andromeda. This is my first light on Andromeda this year and from Death Valley Observatories. I only sometimes regret not sending a camera angle adjuster. Like, I could probably fit this in if I was able to rotate a little bit. But it's okay. This is only, I think, a 3-second exposure for plate solving and autofocusing. It looks really good. Like the lanes. Hey, no worries. Glad to hear whenever any of my scripts get used. Oh yeah, Stranobo, thanks for the donation to the charity. Really appreciate it. One of the reps from the organization was actually here earlier in the stream, which was pretty cool. And I think they did kind of confirm that I'm the only Astro streamer in this whole charity thing, which is nice. But gonna try and use it as a way to get other people into astronomy. You want to get Saturn after your live stream, but at 4 a.m. got clouds. Yeah, damn. Question: get any light pollution from Pahrump or Vegas there? No, there was a, on their website they had a location somewhere where they had like the what the sky conditions look like, and can't find it anymore. But no, as far as I've seen, no. I think any light pollution from Vegas would be really low to the horizon where we wouldn't image anyway. But they have border one skies with a SQM of 21.57 magnitudes per arc second square. So yeah, I'll have to find where I saw that. Oh, hey, they have new pictures up. I didn't see those. That's cool. That's neat. Pretty cool. Ooh, look at it. A 2 minute exposure or 60-second exposure. Now, normally I would do luminance on M31 for sure. The reason I'm not doing it now is because in the live stacking tool, I cannot add luminance. So I'm just waiting for green or blue to finish. And then I'll do a live stack of Andromeda here, see what that looks like. What do you shoot during the full moon? Normally, I try and shoot something in the north in narrowband only. So this past full moon, I was imaging just the Elephant's Trunk Nebula, which has been far enough away from the full moon, and parts of the North America Nebula region, NGC 7000. Some of it's available during the full moon, some of it's not, but Elephant's Trunk seems to have been available the entire time, which was convenient for me. And only hydrogen alpha and sulfur 2, not oxygen. I didn't want to take any chances. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I try. I try my best. Oh, I just want to spread Astro to Earth. I'll be at the Cambridge Public Library. I don't know if anyone else is here from Boston besides Larry. I'll be outside of the Cambridge Public Library with my telescopes during the solar eclipse next Wednesday on the 12th. Yeah, next Wednesday on the 12th. Trying to get people to look up at a 16% solar eclipse if it's clear. Yeah, me on the TV. Yeah, I did like an analytics lookup on like who watches my stuff where, and TV is like 35% of my viewers, which is interesting. It's a big chunk. So I need to be a little bit more conscious about what my stuff looks like on TV. Like here, the display is actually 150% zoomed in because I know like otherwise things would be a little bit too small on the screen on a TV. So hopefully this helps. Hey, look, I have a blue frame. All right, let's add live stream. Look at that. That looks neat with the colors. Our first RGB data. This is frozen. Yeah, you can see Vegas light from really far, but it's way lower than anybody would be imaging. Thanks for confirming, Cody. Yeah, I saw the light there. I don't know where I saw it. I might have to ask Juan or Nicholas. Looks so good. Oh, nice. Are you going to be able to see totality from where you are? I think you're in the UK, if I recall correctly. I am sad I'm not going to be chasing the eclipse this year, but I just can't. Just so everybody else gets clear skies and gets enough images. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for confirming it looks good on the TV. Usually my wife will turn on the stream before she goes to bed, and then she'll text me like, "Hey, this looks off," or "You sound quiet" or something. Eclipse will be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for you. Yeah. How much of the eclipse are you getting over there in Germany? Probably like what, 80%? 85%? I'm gonna end the poll since Andromeda won. You're not sure. All right, let's use this live stream for that. I'm not going to look up where you actually live, but I'm just going to look up a place in Germany. There it is. I don't know where you're located, but if you're here, you get an 88%. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's like 7 to like 8:45. Over here, it's like 7. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, like once the obscuration hits like 80%, shadows start to look weird. Just FYI, if if you have clear skies, do some experiments. 85 to 90%. Yeah, that's really cool. I know a couple people going to Mallorca. I know at least 2 people going to Iceland, and a whole bunch going to Spain. I will be over here in Boston. It's Cambridge, like right over here. I'm gonna get 16%, 15.94% from 1 p.m. to about 3 p.m. But I'll be outside with my telescope and my Sea Star. I will try and live stream from the library, but I don't know if their internet is going to be good enough. But that's my goal. And a video on how to process HDR eclipses coming out soon to the public. All right, we're in the last 20 minutes of the stream. It's been great. I can feel myself getting tired. It's the even though I'm not doing a lot, just talking. It's the introvert in me. 16% is better than nothing. Totally agree. Like I'm hoping, kids show up and I can show them like the sun is getting eaten a little bit. It looks kind of like a Pac-Man. Not really, but kind of. Spain has the benefit of fantastic food. Not so much in that's what I hear, right? Because they have to import everything, and it's like mostly seafood, which I actually don't really like. And then next year we are for the August 2nd, 2024 eclipse. Let's see, where's the next one? This one. Originally, I was planning on going to Egypt, but that was before my son was born, like around here. It's going to be around noon, and it gets super hot, although it's going to be like there's 0% cloud cover at this time of year. So I'm probably not going to go there. Our option B is right now Tangier in Morocco. We'll be giving up almost 2 minutes of totality, but it'll be much nicer, although cloud coverage is 42%. So we were also looking at south of Spain, like Tarifa, or even high up as Marbella, where they're getting 3.5 minutes almost, but Tarifa's getting 4.5 minutes, and cloud cover is 18%. So planning, and I think I'm gonna have to make some solid plans really soon. Look at that in Germany next year. You're also gonna get something like 50%. That's pretty neat. You have to check back. I have to check the lunar eclipse on the 28th. Yeah, I'm hoping I can live stream it from somewhere. I'm trying to get my hands on a couple of sea stars. It's not a total eclipse, sadly, but 92%, 93% is pretty good. I'm hoping I start here and then end over here. We'll see. We shall see. Ooh, Andromeda is looking so good. It doesn't need a refocus though. Can I ask what's the website you use now? Oh, for the planning here. Oops, hold on. This is timeanddate.com. I'll put it in the chat. This is not it. I do have an old video on how to plan for the solar eclipse, like different resources. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, like that video got like no views. So I'll just post it in the chat. I think I go over time and date. I haven't even watched my own video, so I should, or maybe redo it. I do have plenty of scopes to use. That's true. All right, my toddler just woke up, so I'm gonna go check on him, and then I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Hey, thanks for joining. I really appreciate you spending all this time and for the donation and for encouraging others too. I'm back. I think my son had like a night bad dream or something. Just needed to be tucked back in. Pat, you have to wait for 2028. Sydney gets 4 minutes of totality. Yeah, I'm planning on going there to Sydney. I have family in Perth. I already spoke to them about it, and they are interested in meeting me over in Sydney. So I'm looking forward to that. Got to start planning that too at some point. Yeah, thanks to everyone who donated. It's been amazing. I did not expect to get to the goal tonight. That was my goal for the entire 10 days. You have a solar ISS close transit. Ooh, cool. Do you think the S50 will be able to catch it if I overexpose the sun a bit? So it will be able to catch it. You don't have to overexpose the sun at all because the oh, hold on. You said it's close transit. Is it going to go over the disk at all, or is it going to be to the side? If it goes over the disk, you should expose normally because it's just going to be a shadow. It'll just look like it's just how you'd get sunspots. It's just going to the side or super close. Yeah, that's going to be hard because the sun is so bright. It's going to overpower the the ISS. Is there any way you can move a little bit so that it does go over the disk a tiny bit? Do you know how far it is before that happens? Like if you use Transit Finder, it should tell you how far you might have to go. And since it's just a C star, it should be somewhat portable. I can pull that up for people who don't know Transit Finder. Ah, dark mode. Let's see. Select from map. You have to travel 3 kilometers for that, and I can't do it with my wheelchair. Yeah, that's always tough. Let's see. Where's the pin? Why can't I pin? There we go. Weird. Okay, close enough. Close enough. That's not where I live, but it's close enough. I have a Tiangong moon transit coming up. I haven't had a ISS solar transit in like 2 years from here. Angular separation is just 17 arcseconds, so really close to the sun. Oh man, yeah, that is really close to the sun. Um, when is it? Because the ISS orbit can change a tiny bit, so there's a chance that it could end up being in front of the sun. You just have to keep checking these. But of course, the opposite can happen too, where it gets farther and farther away. You have another one today at 2 degrees. Yeah, it's a bit far away. Yeah, I don't think that you'll catch that. Yeah, it'll be like trying to get. Yeah, like even like get trying to get Venus that close to the sun is both difficult and dangerous because you can't use a filter for it. Yeah, this one might be tough. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that one will be tough. I mean, you could try it, right? It could be an experiment before your super close one. Overexpose the sun and see if anything shows up. But of course, the ISS is in front of the sun, so it's not like it's going to shine with the light from the sun. But maybe it'll shine a little bit with light from the moon or from the Earth. It was about 5 days ago, but it changed. Yeah, that's what's been happening to me too. And it's like not even close most of the time. Damn, I have some out of focus stars. Yeah, give it a shot. Looking forward to hear how it goes. Damn, my last few M31 images have been out of focus by a tiny bit. Also, in about 5 minutes, the stream will start coming to an end. Just want to take another moment and say a huge thanks to everyone who joined the stream and donated. We beat the goal of $500 and again $600 when it auto incremented. And as I mentioned, all ad revenue from my channel, not just this video, but all ad revenue from August 5th to the 15th, I'll donate to Stand Up to Cancer at the end of this campaign. So huge thanks. Yeah, it won't change much in 7 hours. It's still like going around the Earth, what, like 4 times, right? Every 90 minutes. So any change will be minuscule. No, I didn't try for that, but I did watch a whole bunch of live streams. No one got it. I probably should have live streamed too. I just got really lazy yesterday. It ended up clearing for me right before, like an hour before the crash, but I honestly did not expect to see anything. Like comets or meteorites hit the moon with higher energy all the time, and we've never detected anything on the lit side. But we've seen flashes on the dark side. So if this happened on the dark side, we probably would have seen something. But since it didn't, it just kind of there was just nothing there. If it happened a little bit earlier in the evening, I probably would have tried. How about you? Did you try for it? Did you get anything? Ooh, what was the mistake? Was it their exposure? I think at least two of them I did comment, need to increase your exposure quite a bit because if any ejecta pops up into space, you're not going to be able to see it with the moonlight there. Yeah, yeah, it's hard. One of my friends live streamed as well, so I did message him like you gotta overexpose it. The moon looks amazing, but that's not what you want. But it's okay. I think even if people overexposed it, we wouldn't see anything. But I'm sure we'll still continue to get data over the next week or so. Oh, you had cloud covered. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, we had cloud cover like earlier in the evening, so I didn't set up at all. If it got clear a little bit earlier, I probably would have tried. But yeah, and Andromeda looks amazing. I was gonna say this is only 16, 17 minutes of data. It's pretty cool. Screenshot worthy. All right, everybody. It is 3 a.m. for me, midnight at Death Valley. So I'm going to wind down this live stream. Doesn't really say Anton. You've been imaging Andromeda for the past couple of nights. It's night number 4. That's awesome. I wonder how your data is going to turn out. I'm sure it's going to turn out amazing. Amazing. I'd love to see it when you get it. Um, and also, I'm gonna come on camera for this, just to end it. Just want to say huge thanks to everyone who donated. This, it exceeded my expectations. I did another similar charity live stream last year for like a whole month and didn't reach the goal that we did this year. So huge thanks to everyone. Thanks to Stand Up to Cancer for having an organization that helps fight cancer and helps fund research for cancer. I'm planning on 2 more live streams at least next week, including one during the peak of the Perseids if it's clear at Death Valley Observatories. Even if it's not, I might go live from my backyard here. So I hope to see some of you here then. But yeah, this was a huge success. Huge thanks to everyone. I'm going to go off camera and go off audio, and then I'm going to start winding down. In the meantime, I'm going to shut down my Nina and then restart it and restart my target scheduler. So I'll still be online for that. Thank you, Astronoboa. Yeah, thanks for all the work you do too. You've been doing some amazing planetary stuff that I've been seeing. Good luck with your C Star and the ISS close transit. Hey Cody, you're still here. Thanks for joining and for the insight into that area over there. I'm gonna let one more frame come in and then I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna send my scope home. Oh, you know what? I think I see some haze. Yeah, I think that's what this is. That could have been what's messing with my HFR. that did it. Okay, so I'm going to close this. I am going to send my mount home. And then I'm going to just restart Nina and let it do all of the target scheduler things from scratch. There you go, it moved. Just looked like it's pointing north. Okay, that looks good to me. So I'm just gonna do it this way. Hocus Focus has a update, so I'll update. And then it'll require restart, so I'll restart. And then for anyone sticking around, you'll see how my normal target scheduler advanced sequence goes. I'm going to stick around because I have to skip a bunch of steps. Alrighty then. And if I go to target scheduler, it'll tell me what it's going to image. Oh, hey, it hasn't found a thing. Okay, that doesn't sound right. Okay, restarting. If it doesn't work on this restart, I won't make everyone sit here, watch me poorly troubleshoot this. Target scheduler. There we go. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. Yeah, like sometimes this thing is just weird. It just needs a restart. You know, it's like IT. Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again? And you'd be surprised how many problems that fixes. Okie dokie. Press OK. I'm gonna skip through the delays. Hoping your HFD stays under 2 pixels the rest of the night. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. And yeah, I'm glad the goal got hit so quickly. I'm really impressed and really appreciative of everyone. Waiting until save. There we go. Switch connected. All right. I think this is going. I think it's safe to end the stream now. All right. Thanks again, everyone. I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.